Hey, those people on that bus are being attacked by those birds. Let's go save them.
We can't. We have no room. It's full in here.
They killed Becky. What if it was Natalie?
Worst movie ever made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ackman. I'm joined by my co-hosts and fellow mad scientists, Rob Scucci and Bob Hasek. Hey guys, how are you? And why are we doing Birdemic?
I'm doing great because we have seen a little spike in listening traffic. So if anybody is new to the show, they are being introduced with this episode, which is the Birdemic episode, which is a 2010 disaster environmental movie about birds that explode. Sometimes.
Yeah, only sometimes.
Bob, hi, how are you? Do you care to unpack what I just said a little more cogently, because I'm not doing great with the descriptives right now.
No, I will describe it. Just also, I want to clarify the title of this movie is Birdemic, Shock and Terror.
Uh-huh. All right, let's get to the explanation.
It's a good distinction.
I don't care that you slept with my sister. Now I got a daughter niece. I don't care that you gave me the crotch critters twice.
Confused? We are too. But don't worry, Bob lives to explain. This is the best explanation.
So Birdemic, Shock and Terror is a movie. It's one of the movies of history.
Yes.
And to describe it, I will say this first. Avian atrocities around amateur actors and actresses' awkward adventure.
Wow. All A's again.
Hey, you noticed. Oh, okay. So Rod, funny name enough as it is.
It is.
A software developer turned salesperson meets a girl that he apparently went to high school with. And the two immediately start seeing each other.
Yep, that's true.
Rod's friend and him have some pretend windfall from stock options or some shit. And then vulture-like birds that are referred to as eagles attack everybody, except those living among nature. And when I say attack, I mean they hover like hummingbirds and peck the eyes and necks of their victims because global warming.
And
then they stop.
Fly by throat slitting as well.
They also explode like torpedoes when they crash land.
Oh, that happened too, yeah.
Yeah. And more.
Yeah, and until they don't. Until they don't. And then it's over.
Truth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hey, why don't we throw it to the worst YouTube comment?
Experts say that going onto YouTube and reading the comments is tremendous for your mental health because everybody else by comparison is batshit insane.
If I had known that, I'd been here months ago.
Everybody in the comments knew what was up, so I just picked the funniest. And here it is. I gave birth prematurely because of this movie, and I'm not even a woman.
Nice.
So there we go.
That's good. That's good.
Okay. Thank you for that. Test number 1, ain't that a pitch?
Money now and a lot more when I get in that office. I can take that to the bank.
Mo's money, Mo's money, Mo's money.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent. To the blood bank.
Ain't that a pitch?
I went first last time?
Yeah, it's Bob's turn.
Yeah, Bob.
Okay. All right. There once was a bird movie that at first barely had birds. Instead, it was a story about some tech finance nerds with special effects that weren't so special and motivations apparently environmental. This cinematic disaster smells like a pile of turds.
Damn it.
All right. I dig it.
Very similar pitches.
All right. Murderous birds take over the Bay Area. They crash and explode. That's pretty scary, huh? An inconvenient truth leaves Rod and Natalie uncouth. Thank God they found those two kids in case they run out of food.
Nice. How do I describe this movie in so few words? A bird horror movie with almost no birds. And when they are there are zero who scare, except for that they have wet acid turds.
Oh no, me and Chris matched.
You guys
pretty
match,
much,
but Chris
Almost
has
perfect.
wet acid turds, so I'm gonna go Chris 4.
Yeah, I'll go Chris 4-5.
Sweet 4.25 for my first fucking win of the season on this one, I think.
Yeah.
And like episode 6. Damn.
Yeah.
I gotta get back on track here. Why don't we throw it to test number 2, the most offensive?
Time to give everybody the good old sip and slip with the most offensive.
You keep my penis out your mouth now. Hell, talking about my penis. My penis was just fine.
All right.
We got 5 of these. These are things that turned us off about the movie, so to speak. 2 of them are clips, and we're going to start with the first clip here at number
5.
This is Vietnamese.
Who is this?
It's Rod.
Oh, the guy from the restaurant. What's up?
Hey, it was nice running into you at Half Moon Bay.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you.
So, how's your day?
My day's going well. How's yours?
Great. I made a big sale today.
Good, fantastic.
Thanks.
I closed a big job offer today with Victoria's Secret.
Wow, congratulations.
The sound design.
I think you look great in those lingerie.
Thanks.
So, how about dinner to celebrate your success?
That was fast.
I know a good Vietnamese restaurant.
Sounds delicious. I'll see you then.
I mean, this is classic trope. I know
Yeah.
a Vietnamese restaurant. I'm not going to tell you which one. I'm not going to tell you in what town. I'm not going to tell you what time. I'm not going to tell you if I'm picking you up or you're meeting me there or taking an Uber.
Yeah.
No details whatsoever. But that's not what's so offensive. He hasn't been on a first date with her, and he's telling her that he's fantasizing about her in Victoria's Secret underwear. So.
Oh, I
Yes.
thought you picked. I thought you picked that clip for the sound design.
I mean, we are going to talk at length about the audio. It is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah. We'll throw caution and boom mics to the wind.
But yeah, I will say she does look good in Victoria's Secret, as you find out later.
Yes, indeed.
Number
4.
PSAs out the A.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. The best one, and Rob, did we clip the guy who talks about the beetles, the bark beetles or whatever?
Yes, that was the one.
Oh, we
yeah.
did. Okay.
It's
Oh my God, so
you didn't have a name to it, but I did call it bark beetles on your.
Oh,
behalf.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he comes out of the woods. I mean, I don't want to ruin it, but a guy just in the woods like delivers a public service announcement about how the trees are precious, and they find an old man scientist on a bridge, and he's like, the worst thing in this world really is humans because of fossil fuels and blah 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 blah. And then they do the inconvenient truth thing that you talked about already, Rob.
Yeah.
It's just they're constantly talking about the effect that humans have had on the climate. And I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying I don't want to hear about it 15 minutes in the movie I'm watching.
What's the Steven Seagal movie? What we did with the oil rig
on Deadly Ground.
On Deadly Ground. Yeah. Apparently that was a shortened version that we saw in the theatrical cut, and he wanted it to be like 10 times longer.
Yeah, it reminds me. I don't know. We mentioned this guy in a private chat, but Neil Breen. Do you guys know who he is?
He's like the Tommy Wiseau, a more prolific Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, he's done like a bunch of movies, like self-funded, because he's also rich. But we'll have to do a movie of his, even though they're not mainstream whatsoever. I'm not saying Birdemic is either. But Neil Breen, his movies are full of those too, just like public service announcements, and they're really, really funny movies. But that's what Seagal reminded me of, and that's what this reminded me of. Number
3.
Now we're getting a little serious. Famished little fuckers are refusing fish for French fries.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I want a Happy Meal.
Jesus Christ. You haven't eaten in 3 hours.
Why don't you eat your dead fish and your seaweed and that weird bottle of ranch that was just sitting in that random deli case by itself with nothing else next to it?
Oh my God. Yeah, they catch a fish. Rod, funny enough, Rod catches a fish.
Rod finds a rod,
reels it in, and they boil it and they boil some seaweed.
Yeah.
They didn't try going to any of the abandoned grocery stores because there's such a panic or anything. You know, they haven't tried really anything. They've resorted to catching fish for the sustenance for the rest of the rest of their lives, really.
Yeah.
And these kids are like, no, I want French fries.
Tragic.
Number 2. Badasses banging their burners at birds and a bus. So these dudes are trying to save people on a bus, and they're shooting at it.
Yes,
directly into the windows and the side of the bus. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this already because this was our opener. But those people on the bus were fucking hilarious. The guy that was like, "Oh, girl, come on,
yeah,
get me out of here. There's birds. Oh man." And then they start shooting at him.
Yeah. Point blank.
Yeah. So his best friend though was there for comedy purposes, I guess. We're gonna hear from Rod's best friend.
Yeah.
Here in clip number.
Number
1.
This is work.
Man, that was a good movie. An inconvenient truth.
That is it. I'm getting myself a car that's environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
Good, you finally listened to me.
That's right. Oh. Hey, Maya and I gotta get back to work, so,
Work?
Yeah, you know, sensual work.
Oh, I see. Understood.
Well, you guys have a good time.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
I'm gonna go bang this whore. You guys get out of here.
We just watched a movie about the world ending, and now we need to have sex.
In my gas guzzler.
Yep.
Speaking of guzzling. All right, Rob, why don't we throw it to your ad read?
Sure, that's fitting.
Hey, do you have any really good ideas like this one?
And you know I'm trying to get that chicken and check casher place off the ground.
Chicken and check casher, they don't go together.
Neither does chicken and waffles, but you see how that blew up.
Oh.
Well, Rob will tell us all about it in Rob's ad read.
Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by Snarf Bugle's self-cleaning lederhosen. Whether you're crushing steins of beer or devouring plates of schnitzel, their quick-release design guarantees you'll answer nature's call faster than you could say sauerkraut. No more running to the bathroom in a panic after too many pretzels and sausages. These lederhosen will let you cut the strudel with ease. And the self-cleaning feature ensures you're always fresh as a Bavarian breeze. So go ahead and indulge on those Oktoberfest treats, knowing that when the worst happens, Snarf Bugle has your backside covered. Take a load off, literally. Get a pair today and experience lederhosen that are a sheer gas. Get ready to drop it like it's bratwurst with Snarf Bugle self-cleaning lederhosen, a subsidiary of hot dogs at 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're branching out.
Yeah, that's like what comes after the hot dogs at 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be prepared for that phase as well.
Yeah.
So thank you, Snarf Bugle's self-cleaning lederhosen.
Yes.
We really appreciate you joining the show. It seems like every week we get another step up the rung towards the ladder of success here, and this is just another step in the right direction for us.
We're spilling into their other verticals, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And climbing the ladder is done no better than in Snarf Bugle's self-cleaning lederhosen.
Yeah.
All right, let's throw it to test number 3. This is the worst dialogue.
Okay.
My father just died and left me something in his will.
But I thought you said your father was already dead.
Well, he was just dead to me, but now he's dead to the rest of the world.
The dialogue can't get much worse than that. Maybe it will in the worst dialogue.
Oh, it will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start with number 5. This is wisdom.
I'm not worried about those blackbirds. They're not the dangerous animal. It's the human species that's the dangerous, menacing, and terrifying animal.
Because of his fossil fuel-related activities, he's causing global warming. It's killing life and Earth itself. It's the human species needs to quit playing cowboy. We must act more like astronauts, spacemen, taking care of our spaceship. Well, nice meeting you. Good luck.
It's like he wrote that on Ether and then edited it drunk.
It's just a really fucking weird analogy to draw. Like, we should be treating Earth like a spaceship.
Like astronauts instead
like
of cowboys.
Astronauts taking care of their spaceship, which is like the only thing we have that isn't on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
It's just really weird. But I like how he's like, it's man and his fossil fuel activities.
Yeah.
His it tickled me. It gets worse though. How about we go on to number 4? Yarg. This is celebs.
There was a wildfire today in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Dubbed the St. Martin Wildfire, it has already burned through 30,000 acres of trees and has destroyed over 100 homes. Currently, there is 0% containment of this fire. However, firefighters are hopeful that within the coming days, the weather will become more favorable and help them to extinguish the St. Martin wildfire. In other news, the first Green Grand Prix event was announced today in San Francisco. All cars for this racing event will be powered with hybrid or electric technologies. Part of the streets of San Francisco will be used as the racing course, and the drivers will be Hollywood celebrities.
Why? What?
I think they had that as a throwaway line. Like, I think they're like, we're going to get Jamie Kennedy in this, and it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
And then they couldn't get Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah,
so,
God damn it. What do you do when you can't get Jamie Kennedy?
and Andy Richter, you know, like all the A-lists.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, you get Rod, you get Alan Baugh or whatever his name is. I love when they're like, the wildfire is currently at 0% containment. There's got to be a better way to say that. They have just now begun to fight the fire. Might be a better way of saying 0% containment.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking weird. But then the green Grand Prix cars being driven by celebrities just like threw it over the top of me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that should have been higher on the list, but we'll see while we throw it to number 3. We'll see.
Oh, all life came from the sea. I mean, look at us. We're made of water. So what? So what is your ideal man?
Well, for one thing, he has to have a lot of stock option vested.
At least you're honest.
He has to be kind, honest, successful, ambitious, and optimistic.
Is that all?
Yep.
So, do you have like a backup plan? You know, if your modeling career doesn't work out?
Not really. I figure if I don't make it big by the time I'm 30, I figure I'll just take it from there.
You should have a plan B now. I always do. I mean, look at me. I started out as a software engineer and ended up a salesman.
You sound like my mother. Good advice, though. Who knows? Maybe I will consider a career in real estate. Or even becoming a wife of a successful business entrepreneur.
The wind.
I know.
Yes, nothing says romance more like, you sound like my mother.
Can't wait to bang later. Remind me of my mom. I love how right in the beginning of the clip he's like, "Man came from water. We're like mostly water, see?" Or whatever. Like really, really weird. I mean, there's the hydrothermal, possibility that we came from those vents down there, but I don't want to.
The primordial goo, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe. But he's like, hey, do you have any plans? Because you're in your mid-20s, and I do mean mid. What if the modeling doesn't work out?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like this is not a romantic relationship, really. And then they constantly, the whole movie, they do that. They're like, "What's your ideal mate?" It's like, well,
like 3 times.
Aren't we
right?
trying to work this out? Or yeah. Constantly like, what are you looking for? Because I hope you find it. I hope you find that person as they're like progressing in their relationship. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Really strange conversation. But the best part is when she's like, yeah, if I don't get a job by the time that I'm 30, and it just like the audio just cuts out, and they don't edit it because they don't want to shoot on the beach anymore.
Yeah.
All right, how about number 2? So awesome. This is look.
Hey, look, a fishing rod. I can go catch some fish. Oh, look, a stove. We can cook it.
Hey, good idea.
Brilliant.
Wow.
We knew exactly what was happening in that scene. There was 0 fat in that dialogue.
Dude, you're right. You're right. They got right to the point.
Yeah.
All right. I don't feel like we need to comment on that too much. How about number
1, Daddy? You know what? Fuck it.
Guys, I'm going to need a little help because I still don't know what is said in this interaction. So,
okay.
If you can fill me in at the end of the clip, I'd appreciate it. This is Pumped Up.
Hi, the Eagles killed our friends. Do you have a phone I could use to call the police?
No, I'm sorry. All phones from the Eagle attack, all phones are dead up here.
Really? Damn it. Well, we need some gas.
Well, from the Eagle attack, we are short on gas, but it's $100 a gallon if you want.
What? $100? That's outrageous.
Well, either you take it or leave it, and I have only a few gallons left only.
It's rip off. Fine.
Rip off.
Thank you.
See, that was it.
I relied on context clues. I learned this in high school lit, where if you don't know like a complex word that you haven't like seen in like your regular interactions, you use the context clues to figure out what that word means. And the context here is the Eagles killed his friends. He needs gas. This guy has very, very little gas left, so he's charging $100 a gallon.
Yeah. There's a
and they said that was about,
I got there, but
there's about 2,000 syllables that are indecipherable. But that's what I was able to.
Right. That's the thing. Yeah, the guy is like, he's like, hey, my friends were just killed by the Eagles that everyone knows about. The
Don Henley,
Eagles out there. Why it's not called Eagle-demic, I'll never know. Only because they only had one CGI graphic to offer you. So it wasn't a Birdemic. It was a, I don't know, a Cooper's Hawk-demic.
Yeah.
Like it really wasn't a Birdemic. It was one particular type of bird trying to kill everyone. But anyway, he goes in, he's like, hey, my friends were just slaughtered by eagles. And the guy's like, yeah, but what the fuck just happened?
Didn't make any sense.
I could not. It was the first line. Like after that, he's like, "Yeah, then I'm going to charge you like $100 a gallon. I only have a few gallons, so it's going to be $100 only." And he says "only" again at the end. Like I understood all of that. It was just the first blurb from this dude. I had no fucking clue what he said.
Oh yeah, no,
and it was kind of
indecipherable.
Awesome. Yeah, and he's staring off. Like they're supposed to have like a one-on-one interaction there, and he's just like staring off into the racks of chips in his gas station. It made it even more awkward. It was really funny. All right, Bob, why don't you take over while we throw it to test number 4? This is the worst production.
You're gonna need a montage. Even Rocky had a montage.
The worst production.
Montage.
Well, it's already been said, so I feel dumb saying it again, but it was that bad. Sound design.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Yeah. That's the worst production. And at first I wrote down opinion only, but then I realized my opinion matters. So while the story was clunky and the acting was poor and the dialogue was laughable, The thing that took me out the most frequently was the sound design. Like,
it was unbelievable.
It made the edits so much more noticeable.
Jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were jarring edits. It made it look less like a story and more like a poorly edited movie. It ruined
like a
the
high
experience.
school video production project.
Yes, if not middle school, elementary school.
Yeah. Shout out Mr. Young.
So it ruined the experience for me. But in 2010, I was actually teaching a middle school multimedia course, and we made videos, and this kind of thing would not fly in my class. Like I'd be like, no, you must reshoot this, you must re-edit this. I can't, it doesn't work. It's junk.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine how this made it to a screen.
No, I don't know. I have no details. I've done literally no research on Birdemic. Shock and terror. There, you happy, Bob? I said the whole title. But I don't know how much money they put into it. So I don't know who is responsible for the final say. Is it James Nguyen, the director? Was that his name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had final say, and he was cool with all these like really jarring, as you put it, cuts. It was like somebody put like a shitty piece of like moldy old pork with like arteries running through it, and they hit it with a cleaver like 16 times right through the middle, and then they expected you to eat it raw, and that was this editing in terms of a meal. But go ahead, Rob.
There are short form like horror accounts on Instagram that are shot on an iPhone that have better production values than this movie.
Far outpace this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. So sound design makes perfect sense. Let's throw it to test number 5. This is the worst acting.
I'm a grown ass man. I got bills to pay. I got another family across town. I got this nasty drug habit, and I'm in love with this bitch I can't stand.
We know all about the worst acting.
This is number 1. This is $1 million. What? $1 million. I tried to do something.
What does it take to win your business today? Okay, I'll give you that and 50% discount. Can we close the deal today? Can I place your order today? Great, thanks. We appreciate your business. Woohoo!
Hey, what's with all the noise?
Caught the big fish.
Yeah? How big was the sale?
$1 million.
Awesome, man.
Biggest sale of my career.
I'm proud of you.
You know what's amazing about that? Is that it could have been $2 million because they already promised to pay, and then he was like, "I'm going to give you a 50% discount just on the end on a $2 million sale." He's just like, "All right, I'm going to give you 50% off. I know it's a $2 million transaction, but I like you. How about $1 million?" Yeah. My boss would be fine with that.
when I worked doing agency stuff, what can I do to win your business? Is the question we would ask.
Oh, man, that sounds so salesy, though.
Yeah.
Like you got to find a better way to word that.
Yeah.
What can I do to make it so that my boss doesn't scream at me later? You might as well be saying that.
Also, to be fair, I worked in the business world in the late 90s as an accountant, and I used to commute with a sales guy. And in 99, 98, $1 million sale wasn't that big. And this is 2000. This is 2010.
Yeah.
Like he shouldn't
I love
be
the
that
round number.
stoked. Yeah.
I love the round number too. How big was the sale? $1 million. Yeah, exactly. It reminds you of Austin Powers. It's true. How about number 2? This is Dreamer.
I like sales. It fits my personality.
No, it doesn't.
Started out as a software engineer.
Not at all.
BS computer science. Software development was boring for me, and I felt that I was more of a sales and marketing type. So, I switched to a high-tech sales career.
That's interesting.
Some of my friends say that my BSRE stands for bullshit because I was so much of a salesman and not enough engineer.
Very funny.
I work at a startup company called NCT Software. Got this stock option. Hopefully, if the company makes it big by being bought out or goes public, I'll exercise that stock option, cash out, and walk away with tons of cash. My Silicon Valley dream.
I hope that happens for you.
Seriously, and this was only like a half an hour in the movie. I was like, at this point, I was like, Jesus Christ, do not let this guy talk anymore at all in this movie. But I mean, if they intended on cutting him short, they wouldn't have included all of that dialogue. So I knew we were in for a long ride.
We kind of reworked the catch-all, but I'm just gonna say this: like, what is the point of all the exposition about his job and the stock option and the money, and buying the $20,000 solar panel, even though, like, in the back of his mind, he's already developing a better and cheaper one? Like, none of it makes sense.
Right. No, it doesn't. No. I'm glad you brought up the solar panel because I did think it was super weird that he you don't know about his own solar panel company when he buys the solar panel, but when you find out that he has Mass Solar, his own solar company, and just bought a $20,000 solar hookup
from a competitor.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is happening here? I wasn't gonna bring that up. I don't think in my catch-all. Maybe I did, but holy shit, it made no sense. But yeah, this guy talking for like a minute and a half straight is as bad a thing as you can do to your movie. It's as bad a sin as you can commit, in my opinion. Because he was absolutely atrocious. I don't think that Days of Our Lives would have given him a second look.
No.
No, I don't think so.
How about number 3? This is Evidence.
Sir, don't you know that these birds are attacking people?
These birds?
Yes.
No way. They're dead from the bird flu virus.
Bird flu virus.
How do you know this?
We just tested their blood.
Then why are they attacking us?
I don't know. But what I do know is global warming is causing viral diseases such as bird flu, West Nile virus, and SARS.
So what are you saying? That global warming is causing these birds to attack?
No. I'm a scientist. I'm an ornithologist. I can't state any scientific fact without evidence.
He just did, though.
Yeah.
He literally just did. He had the blood. He made his claim.
Yeah, he tested it.
He tested their blood out in the open air.
Yeah. A perfectly controlled environment.
He just scooped it up.
Come into my under the bridge lab. I've got blocked off with cardboard. You need to take off your shirts, girls.
Yes.
It's clean room. Rob, can you do me a favor? Do you remember the abuser that is Natalie's mom? Did I send you that one?
Yeah, let me go to abuser. Informed along the way, she says. I gave him little nicknames. I think that's the one. I'm gonna play it.
I think so.
Well, I can understand that. Well, keep me informed along the way.
I just wanted to include that in the worst acting because Jesus Christ. You just keep me like, I can't remember my line. But she got there. God bless her. All right, let's start to fact or no fact.
We have one. Don't we have the other? We have one more, don't we? It's the bark beetle.
4.
Yeah.
I forgot to include it, so I'm now.
Oh, you don't want to miss this one, so we're just gonna roll with it.
So you're a tree hugger?
You could put it that way. I love trees. They're my family. I look out for them and protect these precious redwoods.
So can we play in your treehouse?
Sure.
Yes, that'll be fun.
No way, it's too dangerous. The eagles might come there.
Oh, they won't. You're very safe here in the forest. Haven't you noticed those eagles seem to be going after people in their cars and gas stations? Besides, it's not the eagle that I worry about. It's the dry drought weather that's killing these trees. There's not enough rain and water. Even worse, the spruce bark beetles are eating these trees to death and turning them from green to red. I remember when those beetles used to die out during the winter, but now with the dry climate, they've multiplied and taken over the forest. You take a look at that dead redwood up there. That was killed by a bark beetle.
The best part is when he says, take a look at that singular redwood over there. It was killed by a bark beetle. And it just shows like 10 trees.
They show,
none of which are redwoods.
Oh, forest. Oh my god. Yeah, that shit was amazing. That dude's hair was crazy too. That was a wig, right? That was a hairpiece.
It had to have been.
It looked insane. They were like, yeah, we know that you actually do really like trees in your day-to-day life, but you don't look hippie enough. So we're gonna slap this, Brenda wig on you or whatever.
Yeah.
And make you look like more of a hippie. So yeah, there you go. Thank you, Rob. I did not include that clip in my outline because I'm really dumb. So let's throw it to fact or no fact.
Sure, fact or no fact.
A day without sex is a day wasted, man.
Sorry.
Fact or no fact?
Absolutely, positively, no
fact.
Now these chicken breasts or is your breast?
Howdy.
Hi.
Sorry.
Did that clip that guy? Howdy.
Yeah, this is gonna take over the season. I have a feeling. So Birdemic Shock and Terror, I've renamed as Birdemic Schlock and Terrible.
Yes.
Because. So I was afraid with Rob knowing so much about this that this wasn't going to be any good. But I think I got stuff that he hasn't mentioned yet. So we'll see how it goes. I found 4 things about this movie that are real, and one thing that's not. And you have to find out which one it is. So here we go. First one, the writer/director made up names for crew members that appear in the credits. The second one, the lead actress, Whitney Moore, who's Rob would smash.
Yes.
She took over the job of makeup artist after the first 2 hired makeup artists quit after the first 2 weeks of filming. Okay, third one. This film was shot at various locations without permits. Okay, fourth one. Becky's abrupt death scene was added because the actress had to leave production to attend acting school. And the last one. When audiences left the London premiere, they were greeted by the sound of screeching and flapping birds from loudspeakers hidden in the trees to attempt to scare them further.
It had a London premiere.
It actually did, yes.
They had a red carpet. So, made up names for crew members. Was that to make it seem more legit? Like it wasn't just like 4 people working on it? Is that like the reasoning?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Took over the job of makeup artist after first makeup artist quit. I'm following like the Room logic where it's like you had to wear many hats because the other hats were just taken off by people who were insulted by the kind of work they were doing, i.e. this piece of shit movie. So I could see that, and that would also explain that kind of supports number 1 too, because they had names for makeup people who quit, who were replaced by the actor, so they made up. Yeah, okay. I know the permit thing. I do know there were kerfuffles involving filming, so I believe that to be true. But the 4 and 5, Becky's death scene was added because she had to leave production for acting school. That just seems a little too on the nose.
It does seem on the nose.
I want to say like there's some Bob Fool. I want to say she just quit outright because she's like, if this is like my first gig after years of trying to like get a gig, then I'd rather just work at Chipotle or whatever. Number 5, London premiere met by spring. That seems like something that Tommy Wiseau would do, and I wouldn't put it past Nguyen or whatever his name is. I'm going to say number 4 is the bullshit. I want to say that she didn't quit for acting school. She just quit because it was terrible. And she probably wasn't getting paid. I don't think anybody got paid for this movie. I think they got paid in exposure, and then it ruined their careers because of the exposure they got.
Man, I am torn on this one for sure, because one of the things that I think Bob will do is that he'll notice something about a movie, especially now that he has to limit his catch-all, and he'll find other places to pop it in there. And one of the things I think you noticed, because we all noticed, is how bad the fucking makeup is. It is laughable.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if Whitney Moore could have done the like eyeballs, like a representation of having them pecked out. It looked terrible. I'm not sure that she would have been able to fake it though, but it does look like she took over for the neck scratches on what's his name, Rod, and the guy with camel pants that was in the Marines or whatever and got sick of killing. Those neck wounds were so obvious that I'm like, Bob noticed that. He thought he'd come up with something about makeup, threw it in here. I don't know. So it does seem like number 2 is fishy to me, but I also believe that they shot all over the place with no permits, because there's just like, I don't know, regular traffic everywhere. I think I put that in my catch-all, so we'll talk about that later. The screeching and flapping birds I can see. Made up names I can also see. And Rob went with number 4. Yeah, I'm gonna go with number 2. I'm gonna kill myself if that's right and I don't pick it. So go ahead, Bob.
All right, so yeah, the fact that there was very little, if not almost zero crew, he just literally made up names for people that he pretended were in the crew.
We might hear a couple of those.
I know. That's what I was thinking when I read that. I'm like, oh my god, they're probably going to make bad credit names because they're probably bad names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple, I think.
Lead actress Whitney Moore did take over the job of makeup artist after the first 2 quit. And you're both right. The film was shot at various locations without permits. And the actress that played Becky did have to leave production to attend acting school in New York. Which is funny because, she was a bad actor. So there was a London premiere. There actually was. But I took that fact from the Birds London premiere.
Hitchcock.
Yes.
Damn it. I should have seen through that foolery.
The sound of screeching and flapping birds was from The Birds, the Hitchcock movie.
Oh, bitch.
And they both premiered in London. I honestly, I'm like, this didn't have a premiere. And then I read they had a London premiere. I'm like, it's crazy.
Is it like The Room too, like where they self-finance like distribution because you need 2 weeks in theaters to be like an Oscar nominee?
Well, the guy tried to get it at Cannes, the film festival.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't take it. So he actually went to Cannes.
Why?
And like handed out flyers and like little postcards about the movie, trying to get it like released from somebody. And eventually, it wasn't through Cannes, but eventually a company in London said they would release it. And so the budget of this movie was $10,000.
Yeah,
and
that sounds about right.
Yeah. And so when you said no one got paid, you're pretty much on the nose. And apparently they spent more than $10,000 just promoting the movie to get people to come watch it.
That's about right. A rule of thumb I learned is, especially like the bigger budget movies, like the Marvels and the DCs, if you have a $200 million budget, you need to make 3x because you're spending about the same amount as the production budget on marketing and distro, and then you gotta pay out the shareholders. So these movies that are making near $1 billion, they're only breaking even at like 700K. Yeah. 700 million. They're breaking even.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me, honestly. But fuck, damn it, I didn't win. I was hoping to go like all the way through because I won everything else so far this episode. So
Chris, No one wins with this episode. None of us are winning.
I'll find a way. I'll win the offensive minigame.
When I tell people about what I do with my spare time, and I mention stuff like this podcast, they're just like, okay, that's something you do. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, normally people are like, "Oh, cool, you have a podcast, so does everyone else." I'm like, "Yep." Try and find my way, you know.
Yeah.
All right, let's throw it to the catch-all.
All right. Right.
What I like to think is that the people that get to know me, I've been at Olive Garden as the LBO manager for a year now.
Oh wow! Congrats.
Tomorrow. So I like to think that they get to know me. They think I'm interesting enough that they want to give it a whirl, So if you're one of the servers or managers or something at Olive Garden and you decided to check this out, I'm so sorry. And thank you. All right. So Bob, you want me to go first or what?
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
We'll take turns. I went first last week.
Okay, that makes sense. And this week I am going to start just like I did last week with number 5. And this is normal traffic throughout, no signs of panic anywhere. I mentioned this already. So fitting that it'll be number 5. But I want to have a dialogue about it. If you're going to shoot a movie about the world ending because of a bird attack or any other kind of disaster environment or otherwise, don't you need it to look like everyone else is panicking?
Yeah.
And not like you're just driving outside of the town to go fishing and then driving back into the town to go to a different convenience store?
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
In that same vein, this is not one of my catch-alls, but like the establishing shots of the cars driving.
Yeah.
Like they show like a car driving slowly, then they're dancing, then there's a car again, and they're walking. Like I don't understand what the establishing shots were for.
I mean, just to keep going on this riff though, like they are so terrified that a bevy of eagles is going to come down and eat their faces, and they decide to exit their van at the same beach they were at before and walk about 2 miles to the picnic area and all eat sandwiches in the open air.
Yeah. Yeah.
How afraid are you really of the sky terror if you're going to exit your vehicle, take a hike, and then eat some sandwiches you got at the gas station in the wide open? It just nothing. Nothing screams panic.
I'm saying accent on the sand in sandwiches.
Yeah.
They were just like,
I'm going to put that in the write-up as pausing pursuit of peace for picnic pleasantries.
Wow, nice.
Okay.
Me like it. There would have, I was just thinking about the alliteration, and I thought pigeons would have been a funny one to throw in because those are birds too. And then that started me thinking on like, what would have been the funniest bird to watch attack people in this movie? Say they had more than just like hawks.
Yeah.
Chickens.
Yeah. Walking birds.
Probably, yeah, all the walking birds. Although I don't know what they are. There's like what are they called? Capybaras or whatever the fucking Australian ones are that are like basically dinosaurs still that have giant talons. You guys seen those? They're like blue and they have like the red like rooster thing under their chin, but they look like emus, only they have like giant talons that will like fucking kill you, and they are aggressive because it's Australia. Anyway, okay,
nice.
Go ahead, Bob. I'm sorry, I've been monopolizing all the time.
No, when the two leads meet each other for the first time, they both have business cards at the ready. They're like, "Here's my card."
True,
She's like, "Here's my card." I'm like, "What?"
What's her card? Aspiring model?
Yeah. Pretty much.
I thought that was I wrote that. That was my first catch-all I wrote down. I'm like, that is so funny because
that's great.
Just because that's so funny. Again, 2010. This is not, this is the time when smartphones were around.
That's true. I've got to. We took number 4 as well, and we already did number 5 for me. So I'm going to riff here. And how about that song where the guy's like, "We're gonna party in the backyard with
God.
my hey, we're gonna party in my backyard
with my family."
Gonna
I forgot
have some
about that. I just watched this 2 nights ago, and I already blacked that out of my fucking memory.
It's fucking awesome because it's
Is
just
that when they were
him
dancing?
singing. Yeah, it's just him singing to just them.
Yeah.
There are multiple vocalists, and it's just him singing into a microphone. It's like a whole band. So this guy's like, I don't know, a PA system going, and it's just them dancing. I don't know, it's fucking awesome. Check it out. Is this movie on Tubi?
Right.
It's on Tubi, yeah.
Yes, that's how I watched it, yeah.
Nice. Okay, watch it on Tubi, and then check out this episode again.
Yeah, and if you watch the subtitles in that convenience store scene or gas station scene, you'll see what the guy was saying. Maybe.
And I still don't remember. Yeah.
Me neither.
Still. It's like in the it's like the Spotify lyrics where they're still like uploading the lyrics and it just says indecipherable in parentheses.
Yeah.
Because like Lyric Genius hasn't updated it yet. Yeah.
Low murmur. Something it'll say in brackets.
Ominous grunting.
So when they came back from watching An Inconvenient Truth, Rod's friend had a polo shirt on, and all around the collar was wet.
Yeah, I saw that.
What the fuck?
I did notice that. I did notice that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe him and May or Mai or whatever were getting a little sweaty in the theater as well. Who knows?
It was such an odd location. Like
it was weird.
I've sweat before, and I don't think I've ever sweat in that pattern. That was definitely a spill that they just went with.
Yeah, and the collars are thicker material than the rest of the shirt too. So he had to have really been pouring out up there.
It wasn't just it wasn't just the collar, but it was that whole this area.
Yeah,
it's saturated.
It was like blocked off. Like it was pretty weird. Yeah. It was definitely a spill. You're right, Bob, but it's like
it wasn't like symmetrical at all. It was like very lopsided.
Yeah, weird looking, for sure. Definitely set off.
I want that to be the picture on the episode. Is that possible?
Let me let's see. Keep talking. I'll look it up.
We circle it in our signature yellow. Was Natalie's mother 63 when she had her?
Yeah. Probably.
Also, God, what a turnaround for that genetic situation. Those genes were like the underdog for sure. Ended up winning the championship. No offense to this old lady, but she was like 7 feet tall, 94, and not very attractive. And her daughter's 23 somehow, and super attractive. And I was like, this is not her mom in any universe. Not even a Marvel parallel universe would it ever make sense that this is her mother. And they don't seem to have any chemistry as if they're mother-daughter either. So I'm willing to die on that hill. Those two are not related. Go ahead, Bob.
I thought so. I know the answer to this question, sort of, because of just the minor research I did. But in that pumpkin festival scene, those weren't extras. They didn't pay all those extras. I think they were just they took a camera through an active festival, and avoided faces as much as possible. It was just the craziest. When I first saw that scene, I'm like, wait, did they pay all these people? Is this it's a real scene? And then I as I read on later, I'm like, no, they just took a camera wild into this festival.
Yeah,
I guess if you're in public, you're that there's a chance you're going to be filmed.
Yeah.
So really, did they get in any legal trouble? Probably not. But the poor guy that's carving the pumpkin,
Yeah.
They probably got an hour of film on him, and he's just like, can you fuck off while I'm trying to focus on making this devil face in this giant pumpkin right now?
Let me jump in here really quick because I texted this to you guys and people need to know about it. when Rod and his friend are playing basketball, they said these winters have gotten very hot, and then it's revealed to us about 10 minutes later that they're at a fall festival.
Shit, you're right.
Right.
So
Nice
just felt like
job.
throwing that out there.
Good sleuthing.
Yeah.
Also, Rod was about as bad at basketball as you can be.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I play a lot of basketball. Even still, I play every week with my brother, and we play 1-on-1, and I never let him win, and I feel bad about it.
Nah.
But I know that this guy Rod does not know how to play basketball. Did you see that turnaround? He tried to do like a Dirk Nowitzki like turnaround fade, like he goes like this, but he instead of giving it the nice form, he goes like that and just dumps it off the side of the backboard.
Yeah.
It's like have you ever seen Along Came Polly and Philip Seymour Hoffman in that movie?
That's the Ben Stiller and Aniston.
Yeah,
right?
it's actually a pretty good movie. And Philip Seymour Hoffman's like white chocolate, and then he just like bangs it off the backboard for comedy purposes. You know, it's pretty good. Like that's what that looked like. Only they were trying to look like they're playing basketball, like on the regular.
Yeah.
Plus, they're in a different season than we're led to believe. So my number 2, we're on my number 2, right?
Yeah,
sure.
Kirkland brand water bottles in a convenience store, and then so the convenience store is going to Costco to buy their product, apparently. But also on that water bottle subject, subject, they bring the water bottles down to the creek for a nice dirty water refill without boiling that shit off.
Yeah.
I guess they have a lot of faith in nature. But go ahead, Bob.
Yeah.
So he lost his car keys in a motel room. Question mark. And why did they get a motel room? Don't they both live in the area?
They both live in the well, she lives
no.
Are their houses that messy? Are they like embarrassed at their homes?
Oh, his house was
Does
nice.
she live with her mom?
Yeah. They did buy a room to dry hump, essentially. So that is weird.
He had Natalie shove those keys in his ass. We know it. They just can't get him out.
God damn it.
He clenches his asshole from the tension, and it makes the alarm go off. Like,
you know what he needs? He needs the Jamie Lee Curtis Gogurt enema to get those bad boys out of there.
He does. Lube up his poo hole.
All right. Number 1 for me is killer birds attacking. Quick, go grab the coat hangers.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was the best fucking part. Like the Marine guy who apparently has an assault rifle in the van and multiple pistols is like, grab the coat hangers. We're gonna take these birds out if they come swooping.
Yeah.
The funniest part of that has to be his approach to how they're gonna leave the hotel. They're like, let's all go back to back so that we can see them from any angle. I'm like, how are you gonna walk like that? The 4 people back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a slow motion reverse potato race.
It's like it's like hair metal guitar players like rubbing their shoulder blades together during the solo, but like walking.
Yeah.
It was,
but just
that made me laugh so hard. I had to pause it.
Here on the same subject though of the Eagles attacking. Why we're left with the Eagles deciding not to attack them anymore at the end. Do you know why?
No, and they address that when she says, "I wonder why they decided to stop attacking us." I think it's the last word of the movie, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then they stand there for a very long amount of time while the credits roll, staring into the horizon.
Watching the Eagles get literally no smaller in the distance as they fly away. For like a solid minute, the same exact size in the sky. All right, that was my number 1. Go ahead, Bob.
So Rob already mentioned this, but I'm gonna lead it into a more specific ending. At one point, they were filming on a public jogging trail, and Nguyen Wing, whatever his name is, started yelling at joggers who were getting in the shot. Right, Rob mentioned that. the lead actress, Moore, the one that Rob would smash.
Yes, without hesitation.
She told him, "Don't yell at those people. They're not associated with this film." And he responded by refusing to talk to her for 3 weeks.
Jesus Christ, really?
He only gave her direction using the Rod character as an intermediary.
As a proxy.
Wow. What a little bitch. Holy shit. That awesome.
That was so childish and funny.
Yeah.
It is. I agree. All right, let's start with what we're watching.
Sure.
I just asked the guys, like, what are we watching? What are you watching? And instead I get,
oh, you think you got jokes. You know what you're going to get? You're going to get this gas money. Take that with you. Take that gas money with you. That's what you're going to get. Who got
Nothing good on my end. Season 1 of Daisy of Love.
Okay.
Seen that?
No.
No, what's that?
Do you want to know what it is?
Sure.
Sound reality.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that I was watching Rock of Love, right? The second place contestant in the second season of Rock and Love. Because I watched season 2.
Is that the Bret Michaels show?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Well, this tiny little like pretty thing, right? Gets to episode 2, and the producer or gets down to the last 2, and the producers think that she's like pretty and interesting enough, really interesting because she's just super dumb and it's funny. But she's like hot, right? Like crazy, nice body, whatever. Yeah. Aaron doesn't really get it. I do. She gets her own show. And she is Bret Michaels, basically, and she gets to choose from all these guys that are trying to impress her in a bachelorette kind of setting. Only like rock star version, and all these dudes just get drunk and like beat each other up and like make complete fools of themselves on TV. And it's called Daisy of Love, and you should check it out. It's super funny. It's cringeworthy for all the wrong reasons, and if you like to feel awkward and want to crawl up in a ball, that kind of feeling, I would suggest you check it out. Also, my youngest son and I watched Aladdin, the '90s cartoon Disney movie, and it's one of my favorites. It's like top 100 movies, period, for me.
Arabian Nights will always be a banger.
Awesome. Hell yeah, man! There's bangers up and down that movie. Completely agree. The Marketplace song when Aladdin's like, "Gotta eat to live, gotta still eat, tell you all about it when I got the time," and then the genie song, there's bangers up and down that movie. Plus the animation is like next level for the '90s, and you've got Robin Williams. How can you go wrong? Like you just love that movie. But go ahead, Bob. I will take no more time.
So I went on a date with a girl to see Aladdin in the theater, and left halfway through because I had to go to work, and I told her that.
No. So you got no magic carpet ride?
I did. This girl was something else, man.
Oh,
and not in a good way. Anyway,
didn't rub the lamp.
No, she did not rub the lamp. Okay. So, Ang Lee, the director?
Yeah.
He made Brokeback Mountain, he made Life of Pi, he made Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yeah. So my cousin recently friended me on Letterboxd, and he rewatched an Ang Lee movie from 1997, and I'd never heard of this movie before. It was called The Ice Storm.
Oh, the New Canaan, Connecticut one with the Nixon masks.
Yeah.
I
never saw this. So it has Kevin Kline, Tobey Maguire, Sigourney Weaver,
Christina Ricci,
what's
right?
his name? Elijah Wood, Christina Ricci, Katie Holmes, and Joan Allen. Who I didn't honestly know Joan Allen before watching this, but she was the female lead, and she was good. She was quite good. But yeah, it's a drama set in Connecticut in 1973. Primarily about the members of one family and their relationships with each other, others, and alcohol.
Nice.
And it was good. I finished it this morning at around 2:30 in the morning.
It's an uncomfortable movie.
It's it's a very uncomfortable movie. Yeah, have you seen it?
Long time ago,
I have.
and I saw it at an age where I shouldn't have understood the full like ramifications psychologically, but I still felt uncomfortable watching it regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elijah Wood has a shocking death.
Indeed, he does.
And that's my Frodo, bro. That ain't cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my turn. Fun fact about New Canaan, Connecticut, where Ice Storm is set. Around 2011, 2012, there are a bunch of reports in the newspaper about people in a particular New Canaan neighborhood who were finding their household pets beheaded and in the back seats of their cars. And I can't find any updates on it because I think whoever was doing it was a minor and they couldn't name the name of the suspect. But there was a rampant amount of pet murdering and animal carcasses found in the family cars of the families that own those animals. So
I almost made a political joke, but I decided to refrain.
Please.
Because I do not want to exclude anyone.
So anywho, there is a serial killer probably originating in New Canaan, Connecticut that we have yet to hear the full extent of his or her deeds. I watched a movie called Straight Edge Kegger. It is a horror comedy. It's made by this guy, Jason Zink. He's the one that sent me that Looky Loo movie a while back. And I found out he had other movies. And basically it's set in like a punk community. One guy's part of a straight edge gang who ends up becoming really malicious, bullies. Their original intent was to keep, skinheads and Nazis out of shows, but they ended up just beating the shit out of people who are drinking and having fun. And basically, this guy breaks edge, goes to a house party, like a kegger, and all his old straight edge friends come, purge style, and go on a murderous rampage to kill everybody at the house party. Hilarious. It's a low budget. It probably has a budget comparable to Birdemic, but it's fucking hilarious. It's just a punk rock horror movie that is actually not bad. I enjoyed it. And that's where I'm at.
Nice. All right, let's throw it to back credit names.
Well, really quickly, before we do that, let's just go to this one clip that you sent me that you said has to be in here somewhere. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that real quick. I'm going to do that really quick. I called it Bird Bombs.
All right, watch your ears.
It's just like a Honda Civic.
Because birds would make that noise that a plane makes when it goes down.
All right, and on to the bad credit names. Oh, you're good.
Miss Tippi Hedren, Richard Band, Mona Lisa Moon, and Heather Head.
That's it, yeah.
All right, Heather Head. Mona Lisa Moon? Is that what it said? Yeah.
Yeah, Mona Lisa Moon's a made-up one.
All right.
I think it was like Jonathan Band, too, and he was one of the people credited for music. Yeah. So I'm feeling a little suspicious now about that, too.
Yeah.
I think that one's real. I think that one's real.
What was the band teacher's name in high school? I feel like it was also
Shearer.
Oh, damn it, really? Because I don't know. Maybe it was from my brother. There was like it should have been Mr. Noise, but but there like my brother's band teacher's name. It was like something like Mr. Trumpet or like something too spot on. Like it does happen. It's just very rare. Anyway, I was gonna say the bird that hits the gas pump was my favorite right before the back credit names. It just hits like a small part of the gas pump and then like a little tiny fire starts on the gas pump.
Oh, good stuff.
No bird body. What are you gonna say, Bob?
No, I was saying my kid's gym teacher was named Mr. Noise.
Oh, okay. Well, we had a Mr. Noise as well at Foreign High School in Milford. He just wasn't the music guy. All right, let's throw it to the offensive minigame.
My dude, mind your business, because I'll fight a woman if that's what your big ass really is.
Oh, that's the kind of thing that fits in the offensive minigame.
All right.
Daughter diary deal.
Okay.
Or pre-date panty ponder.
I still think the diary.
Yeah, it's underage. It's underage, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think I already know where you're going with this one then. School senior sex simulation. Or Happy Meal holdouts.
Yeah, school senior.
Yeah.
Bullets for bus buddies.
Okay.
Or dripping dew on daughter's dentals off dirty digits.
Is it? I think Cool as Ice wins clean sweep. Another clean sweep?
Probably so. I don't know.
Shooting at a bus is pretty bad, though.
But
yeah,
but given the circumstances, given the circumstances, I would have shot at the bus.
Finger water's been our number one going so far, and I kind of still feel like it should win.
Yeah, but I have a feeling Cool as Ice is taking its swan song this episode because this movie's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. So we're
FYI, I do have the poll locked and loaded from the archive for our next segment.
Okay, yeah. Nice. I was gonna pull that up live, but it looks like you did that already. So we'll talk about it in a minute. How about for now we throw it to the movie comparison?
This will be good.
You know, they call it vagina, but it's Regina. V''Gina. It's Regina.
You can't even spell vagina. That's what you're trying to spell vagina.
All right, Cool as Ice and Birdemic. Cool as Ice has been, what, 5 episodes in a row or something?
4 or 5, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. A lot, yeah.
Yeah. Pitch, Rob, you had a 5-star on Cool as Ice. Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
You beat me with the 4.25 on this one.
Yeah,
offensive, we already established Cool as Ice wins that one.
Yeah.
And everything else goes to Birdemic. But we'll
go through it meticulously.
How about dialogue?
Birdemic.
Yes, Birdemic.
Production inspired by but not inspired for Cool as Ice, or sound design by Birdemic.
Sound design was bad.
Yeah, you need to hear what the actors are saying in order to even gauge the dialogue or the acting. So.
All right, that's a fair point, Rob.
Yeah.
Acting, I mean, I think it's very obviously Birdemic, given Vanilla Ice is in this movie. It's surprising, but Birdemic is worse in my opinion. Bob?
Yeah.
So demerits, we don't have one for Birdemic. What do we want to say? Sound design
Exploding
again?
birds.
Exploding birds. And like the fact that none of the exposition or things we learn about any of the characters matters in the slightest. They could have started this movie and they could have been like boyfriend and girlfriend and it would have the same outcome.
Yeah, you're right.
Extra exposition.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. It's that exploding birds or extra exposition, or Schling a Schlong.
Oh, I'm gonna miss Schling a Schlong.
I'm gonna miss Schling a Schlong too because this is a clean sweep with a Birdemic.
4-2 victory. Worst of the season is Birdemic. Shock and terror. Next week, Rob, what do you got?
Well, because you guys decided to go 2 against 1. We had two titles on a 3-way poll. We had Hell Comes to Frogtown.
That's not even true.
Hide and Seek, and Hell Comes to Frogtown. Now, Hide and Seek had 38%, which on its own would have been more than a third, but because one Hell Comes to Frogtown has 54%, and one Hell Comes to Frogtown has 8%, making it 64%. Hell Comes to Frogtown is what we will be watching next week.
Damn.
Fuck both of you.
I
look forward
somebody
to it.
rigged that poll, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy how that happens.
Roddy Piper. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Fucking love him. Love him. He's the man. I will say, if you want something to have a chance at beating Birdemic, it can't be a Robert De Niro movie, even if it's a terrible one. It has to be a Roddy Piper film.
That's true. Going deeper
And,
here.
I've seen clips from Hell Comes to Frogtown, and I've seen them recently. Bob has put that movie up on before, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be one of those like super cheesy 80s movies that Bob likes to do. That I feel like is bad, but isn't the worst movie ever made. But then I saw clips from this, and I was like, it could be the worst movie ever made. We'll have to take a look. And I doubled down. Sorry, Rob. But yeah, next week, Hell Comes to Frogtown. Rob, why don't you plug us and then send it over for Bob's last word, and then we'll say goodbye to Jelly School.
Sure. Jelly School. You can reach us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. This is episode 172, so our archive goes deep. We are on all the big streamers, the Spotify, the Apple, the Google, also YouTube. We have also a video component on YouTube that goes live every Sunday. That's this episode you're hearing right now, but with the three of us staring at our cameras. And it's something that you should check out. We have clips, all the clips you hear on the audio version. You get the 1080p version on YouTube.
You get to fucking watch it. You get to watch it.
You get the compressed 1080p, corrected aspect ratio, high def, but only 1080p. It's 1080p. It's not high def, but it's higher def than the audio. It's definitely got def. We're on Instagram. We are on TikTok. You could email us all at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. If you're new listening to the show, welcome. Please go through the archives, send us emails, because if you do email us with a title that's particularly bad, we don't even do a poll like the one we just went through. We will just watch that movie and hang shit on it.
That's
for fun.
True. We will.
For funsies. So check it out.
Make fun
Join
of
the
us.
party.
We always encourage you to make fun of us because we'll give it back and we'll have fun.
Subscribe, ask for notifications.
By the way, yeah, exactly. Subscribe. Yeah. And we don't
just
what you do. People say smash it. I say gently caress
tickle it.
But yeah, somewhere in between, if that's what you're into, however you like to click your subscribe button.
Whip out your dong or your titties and just smash it on your iPhone.
Bang.
Yeah.
Get that tit scope active. We're into it. Hit that subscribe button.
Just know that Zuckerberg's going to see all four of your skins and your areolas, respectively. Bob, what is your last word?
I'm going to say mysteriously soaked shirt.
Mysteriously soaked shirt.
See you guys next week with that stupid frog movie. Bye. But Terror Comes to Frogtown. What's it called? Hell.
Hey, this is our second frog movie. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
No, the animatronics look fucking crazy.
Yeah, they do.
It looks.
I've only seen clips. I've never actually watched this. I can't wait.
Good.
Of course, I've heard of it.
I think it's on one of the Tubi things.
Yeah. Dear listeners, if we find a streaming link, we will post it on our stories at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. So you can prime yourself for our upcoming episode.
It's on Tubi and Pluto.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Tubi and Pluto.
Check it out. Watch our episode.
Pluto.
All right. Bye, Jelly Scoop.
Bye, Jelly Scoop.